can be sold. One more thing, brother. When you are talking to nobles and other people of importance, make sure you present yourself as someone from a distant but distinguished family. You can use our family name if you like, or make up a new one. You will have a better chance of obtaining an audience with nobles, and it'll be easier for me to find you by asking around. Family name, okay. Uh, let's see. Well, you know what? While I think for just a second on a good family name, I'm going to go ahead and just go grab a quick pop, and we will be right back. Bear with us. Yo. Okay, right on. So we're gonna go with Eogan. We looked up Irish clan names, and that was one of the first ones that popped up, and it just kind of sounds nice off the tongue. I think it's gonna go quite well. I think we're gonna go with the music from now on, too, guys. I think it'll just be a little more interesting. Keep a chill vibe in here. You know what I mean? For those of you that are popping in and out, thanks for stopping by. Those of you that are just checking out our clips and the highlights, I totally understand. The whole Twitch stream can be a lot to swallow. Then we do intend to kind of make these as guides. So hopefully we can find a way that suits you and works best for you. Again, we hope that you'll connect with us on Twitter. We're Miss J Entertainment on Twitter. Links are in the as well as we are MJ Entertainment. We are MJ Entertainment on Twitter, and we are mjentertainment.com for our StreamLabs webpage, which will keep you up to date, give you a chance to interact with us, as well as send us feedback, comments, and anything else. We'd love a follow on Twitter. We are on YouTube, though. That's under development, and I think we're mostly just going to upload the same streams from here up onto there and kind of edit them that way as well. But look for us on all those social media platforms, and we look forward to connecting with you in different ways in the future. So, one of the things we wanted to talk about that can be a little bit hard in a non-narrated game like this is that you have to embrace the role playing, embrace the RP. I know that can be a little bit daunting, and arguably it can be a bit overwhelming, boring even. But this is one of those games that there's little to no voice acting. Most of it is in the actual combat, focused on that. So you're better off basically embracing the RP, delve into reading the lore a little bit, or who's doing what, because this game is a lot about knowing maybe who's mad at who can you convince to, maybe help you betray or I don't know, even just outright destroy an enemy or somebody that's a thorn in your side. You can stir up wars, you can do all sorts of things. So you're going to have a lot better time, though, if you embrace the role-playing a little bit. That being said, this game is not lacking action. A lot of it is going to be just battle after battle, siege after siege. So yeah. Okay. You can use our family name if you like, brother. I'll make up a new one. That's right, we already did that. So we are Yogan, and that's why we hadn't done our banner yet. I thought that was a little bit weird, but we had to get right into it. All right. Get on the road now. Once I locate the little ones, I'll come find you. I need some... What speed? So there you go. You'll notice we're back up to 1,000 dares. We also lost any of the inventory that we would have normally taken from that. Basically, we're back to square one. We got nothing. Now, here's the crappy thing. There is one little soldier in there. Oh, is it tempting? But we probably would be better off. Oh, let's do it. What's the worst that happens? We die? Looks like it's glitched out anyway. It's not even gonna let us in. Alright. So we're gonna go around and talk to different people. Osiris of the Head. Sorry, I don't think I know you. I am Ragid, and who are you? Let's talk with respect. My name is Ragid. Yeah, Ragid, sir. May I ask your name? I am Osiris of the Hand. I do not believe we have any quarrel with you. So these guys are sort of like mini factions that kind of they can be hired as mercenaries, and they usually have their own beliefs and guys that they favor. And I think you can recruit them, all sorts of things like that, but they're not an actual faction, so they may be related to one of them. It's good to just meet as many people as you can in the world, even these kind of smaller NPCs. So that's it. So right now in the game, there's just nothing to discuss. We talked about this while we were doing the character creation. It's a work in progress. Pretty soon, this will be a lot more in depth. In Warband, you would talk to them all the time, and you would be asking like, "Oh, do you know where so and so is? What's the kingdom up to? How's the war going?" And that's how you get a feel for things that are going. And that's how the game would inform you, like, "Oh, well, we're rallying in defense of this town, so you know that that's kind of where the enemies are attacking, in case you had to go back and recruit, grab some more food, that sort of thing." In Bannerlord, that hasn't really played into it as much, but again, it's early access, and maybe that's just a mechanic that will come in more and more as they work out those NPC systems and kinks in that. So again, I have a quick question. There's nothing, but it's coming. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Miss G, it's coming. For those of you who might wonder why we named it after the cat, well, she's not on screen, but that's because she has her name coach now. Miss Jane is never far. Wherever I go, she's got to follow me everywhere. Hey there, Miss Cat. Girl. She's a little mad because I took her off her throne, but good girl. That's Mikey. Yeah. What are we playing? What are we playing? Go back down. Shane's a pretty inquisitive cat by nature. She likes to just be doing what you're doing, so I find she'll often be sitting right next to me by my corner of my desk, or watching over me up on the ledge up behind me. But I have an X rocker chair that I actually don't enjoy and didn't end up using, and that the power port got bent on, so it doesn't even work properly anymore, despite my best efforts to repair it. But anyways, that's her favorite thing, and that's her throne in this room, and we're stuck with this chair, even though we don't want it, we don't use it, because the cat won't let us get rid of it. She's spoiled. Alright, back to the game, though. So we're going to head back to Tevia and see if we can't recruit a few more guys. Now, I know, in Warband, we used to start with our faction in their area, and in this one, it's a cookie-cutter tutorial. There has been some talk in the forums that Tail Worlds knows we would prefer starting in our own areas because that's just more lore friendly. But right now, this is the main story and how that's going to get established and where it's going to go. Again, guys, it's so early, and they were patching daily, and now they're patching these big major patches every week. And Tail Worlds is still, I would consider, a smaller studio, and it's great. They're great. They've been doing so good with what they've been doing. So yeah, you can see we can't hire all 6 now, but that'll get us started. If you want an army around at least 20, I'd say, maybe even 25 early game. Otherwise, bandits will just take advantage of you. Or you don't want to go much bigger than that because you'll have a hard time feeding it, keeping morale up, and those smaller bandit groups will get away from you. And that's just good farm early on. And again, don't forget, you got to feed your army, but you don't have a lot of inventory capacity off the start, and you want to save some money because we're going to hope to maybe get a companion here if we get lucky. So 25 days is pretty good. Okay, so let's plan where we're going to go. So we're just going to zoom out. Now, your best friend is going to be, no, not that. Remember, you can edit your character at any given time. That's what it's great too. It's a nice feature of this. So this is where we're going to see your quests. So goal, we're going to get up to 2,000 dinares. That's going to be the easy part. Next, grow your party to 20. We're going to do that immediately, like right away. So the game is good at kind of teaching you. Some guys have complained about the tutorial, but honestly, it helps. And then we're going to do a companion, and this is the big thing. I would say, don't rush into a companion. Take your time. And we're going to talk about what the names mean and things like that. I am going to bring up the Reddit page because honestly, there's a lot of names. And they added a whole bunch of them. Originally, when the game came out, there was just the Empire we didn't even realize that. We just thought that they did that on purpose, but it was actually a glitch. And then they released all the other ones, and all of a sudden we were seeing healers and engineers and things that we just thought were going to be a later patch, and that was awesome. That really brought the game together. Okay, and then of course the other thing is we're going to talk to the 10 nobles. These are going to be all the major clan leaders, and usually they're called vice captains or I don't know, second in commands or second major faction within them. They're going to give us a little story about the war because they were all there or have some sort of history of it. And then we're going to progress the story. I've never actually all the way completed this. I've gotten pretty far into it. So I think we're going to focus on that for the stream because why not? Okay, so we want to get over to Britannia, which already is in pretty rough shape. We are the smallest nation of everybody. We'll change that. So, whenever I usually go to some of the major cities, particularly when I'm first getting started online. Online castle. Who's at war with who just yet? Oh shoot. We were just live moving, so try to remember to pause when you're kind of just doing this, otherwise you'll just bleed money. So, how do I bring up? Brain for a moment here, guys, just a sec. There we go. N for encyclopedia. So this is what we want. So we're gonna check out the kingdoms. And now we want Britannia. Leader's Caladog. So we want to know where he was. He was near Fanon Tier. So we can hit track. That's gonna mark it just like we did in these other cities. That's where we want to go. So we got a long way to go. So we're all the way down here. But we're going to hit up some cities along the ways and also do some more recruiting. So, troops, some of them beat me to it. That's what we get for leaving it open, I guess. So check out the arena sometimes if there is a tournament. That's a great way to make money. You just bet on yourself. Honestly, you can kind of cheesy. You can save right before, and then if you end up losing all your money because you don't get anything unless you win the whole thing, you can load and then go back in. Of course, you're not going to necessarily even get the same tournament if you do that. It is a little bit of RNG, and it may be a different reward and all that. So, but you know, it could be sort of considered a I don't know, that you're taking advantage of the system, but I would disagree because all you're really doing is practicing and getting better until you finally beat it, or you get lucky that it's the right weapon set, that tournament that suits you and is your expertise, and that you're actually able to beat everybody with. And sometimes it's just getting the right ladder. You know, I'd say if you put the time in, it's not really an exploit. You're just grinding it out is all. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it an exploit to save and load until you win the tournament? Or are you putting in the fair share of blood, sweat, and tears to get that reward? Is it, if you got to do it 20 times to win, then aren't you still putting the time in? I think there's an argument for both sides. Anyways, so we are going to go to the tavern, and we're going to see Estonia of the Wrong. Right on that webpage already. Oh, look at this. We even have a fandom, which is now this one. Reddit was big, yeah. So what do we got? We got the Wronged. The Wronged. This one that was in originally. We're seeing not a lot of stats for anything. don't think we're gonna go with the wronged now. She's not interesting enough. What does she have? Fencing, stone goods. I haven't done that yet. Roguery. I think we're gonna skip that. Gotta move over this, guys. This is gonna drive me nuts. Yeah, it's not bad. Nadia Flatcakes. It's a good name. Let's talk to her. Oi, I ain't no sorry. I don't think I know you. My name is Ragid, madam. May I ask your name? I'm Nadia. Ask around about me. You'll be told I keep peace in the back alleys. Alright, cool, Nadia. Real cool. No, for real. I ain't being sassy. Alright, well. I don't know. We're gonna save her here. I don't have any money yet. So, let's go kill some looters. So you can't just click out, you do have to click leave. So it's gonna be a pretty even fight. Let's make sure this goes well. Everyone charge.
I've killed them all!
Ooh, actually, everyone follow me. Everyone follow me.
Follow me!
Fire at will.
Hold fire!
Fire at will.
Fire at will!
Charge.
Give them hell!
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing my part. Hopefully they're just knocked out. Nope. Nope, we lost half our army already. But hey, we got an upgrade. Alright, well, let's get some tips in here first. We need something. Oh, okay. How do you pass it? So, here you can see you can ransom prisoners. Typically, looters aren't worth too much, but it is a good income once you start getting some of the bigger ones. Of course, we're going to trade just to get some money here. Wow, someone's beating that snow out of us. Where's DF at? You don't know? Look it up. I said embrace the RP. Use the encyclopedia. Ken's your best friend. Hit that track button. Boom. So now we're going to see. That's the opposite direction. So no, we're not going to deliver that early. We are going to head over to John Maris, I guess. But, finally. 24, we're fine. The swordsman. go. Alright. Blood Axe Swordsman, two-handed. Ooh. Yeah, alright, we'll take him. He's kind of funky looking. Sam, the swordsman. Sorry. I don't think I know you. Peace to you, stranger. My name is Rogid, sir. Tell me about yourself. I will tell you my story. I haven't spoken of this before to anyone. Perhaps it's the wine here. But know that if you speak of this to anyone else, I'll cut your tongue out. I have a gift from the heavens, you see. Perhaps it was from somewhere else. Who knows? I have never met anyone that could not kill in a fair fight. But I do not like wars. Armies are full of broodmen, boasters, drunks, rapists. I have another specialty. Say you had a man you wanted to kill. Who would you pay to kill? I could find him, bump into him, mutter an insult or two, he would pull his blade out, and that would be the last mistake he would ever make. But as I said, it would be a fair fight. I do not kill from behind. It would be dishonorable. But there was a lord, a customer of mine, who had no honor, and he refused to pay me. And having no honor, he laughed at my insults. He did not pull his blade. He had men drive me away. I can kill one man, but not three at once. So here I am. You know, I am certain you can put that gift for better use to me. Well, for now, I do not know what to do with myself. Perhaps I could consider joining a warband, if the commander was well-bred and kept his word. Oh, he's gonna be like that, huh? Let me take everything again for him. Right now, I am in between jobs, so if you've got any work for me, I'm willing to discuss it. 4V, okay. Very well, I'm going to need 457 to settle up some debts. Though, can you pay? Right, 457 and a half. Here you are. Very well, I'll get my gear and I shall join you outside. Alright. Companion down. So. Alright, just a sec there, guys. Just playing with the social media real quick, since there's not too many here right now. Might as well take advantage of that. Should we take that one off? How do I do that? I know there's a trick to it. crank up my voice. I was just worried about drowning out everything else. Thanks, Code. Hopefully, how's the desktop audio though? It's not drowning everything out. I'll bring it up on my own phone, see. Okay, well, I just want to see me talking. This might cause a bit of a loop, but hopefully not too bad. Okay, right on. That's much better. Thanks again, Code. Hopefully, oh my god, I hope one of these days I can just find the settings to leave them in place. Oh my goodness. It's like every different version I gotta adjust again, but that's part of it, I guess. Okay, what were we doing? That's right. Recruited the troops already. Let's see if there's a tournament. Sure is. Well, we might lose all our money here, but we're gonna give it a shot. So bet. Win 600 if we can. For an Imperial Nacelle. Nice. Alright. Nice shot. Oh, I'm down. I'm relying on you. Oh, we're not looking good. That might be my 150 right off the bat. Out the window. Look at that. Oh, that didn't go great for that guy. First round, we're out. Well, no point watching. That's unfortunate. Power to you. Alright. That's aggressive. Okay, I do have a companion now, which we should gear up almost. Oh, I have 2 skills, okay. Oh. Just want to get Steward up some more, that's a good one to get. Tactics is handy too, but here we go. Oh no, I didn't actually take engineering this time. Well, let's do that then. Family Feud, this is a good point to talk about this. So in Family Feud, this quest is basically, well, we'll just actually go through it. My name is Ragid, sir. How may I help? I'm Tynops. I own land around here, and I speak for many of the people in the village. I know your name. It's good to meet. I've heard you need some help with a problem. Ah, yes. One of my relatives fell victim to his temper during a quarrel and killed a man from Agosta. We have offered to pay blood money, but the family of the deceased have stubbornly refused it. As it turns out, the deceased is kin to Artemandros of Agosta, an elder of this region, and now the men of Agosta have sworn to kill my relative. Sounds pretty serious. Go on. My family is concerned for the boy's life. He has gone hiding around the village commons. We need someone who can protect him until Artemandrios of Agosta accepts the blood money and ends the feud. We would be eternally grateful if you could help my relative and take him with you for a while, perhaps. You can keep my relative under your protection for a time until the calls for vengeance die down. Maybe you can leave one of your warrior companions and 5 men with him to protect him. Don't worry, I will protect your relative personally. We would be eternally grateful if you could help my relative. I have to add, I'm ready to pay you 500 deniers for your trouble. He's hiding somewhere here. Go to him and tell him you're safe now. Alright, well, not that guy. Assuming... Let's look at the journal. Oberon. Yeah, there you go. Let's go get him. Okay, off we go. Oberon. Who are you and what do you want from me? Relax. I've talked to your relative. Nope. Oh, I can't read that. Tenope Subdradios, I know all about the situation. And? Will you protect me, please? Yes, I will. Come now, I will take you with me to Artemindros of Angoska, and we shall resolve this issue peacefully. No way, I won't go anywhere near them. They will kill me. You can't hide in the shadows forever. I can't protect you forever. We have to solve this somehow. Also, I give you my honor to protect you if things turn ugly. I'm still not sure about this, but I trust you. Let's get this over with. Alright, so now he's going to join our party, and we're going to take him to, well, Angoska. And hopefully, it doesn't break out into a brawl. Hard to say. No time's passed, so where we go. So, Angoska. There it is. So you do not get to use your troops for this quest, but we are going to take him directly to that NPC, and there is a bit of a chance that, well, they're not going to get, which one's the plan again? Oh. Okay, so we do need to make me perhaps the quartermaster, would be wise for now. Oberon, you have several different skills. Just sort of okay. Oh, Oberon's not my man. There he is. That's way better. Okay, so he's got 200, 200, 150, bit roguish, smithing, athletics, rule, daring, honest. You have trade. You do have some medicine, so here you go. Drop. Yay. Nothing. So, that's our man. But, you can go directly to him, and when you're geared, it's not a big deal. But often he's surrounded by 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 different little, basically armed thugs. So you do want to be careful about that. Because you'll go there and your companion may not even necessarily be there. Especially if you don't have a scout assigned or anything like that. So I'm going to take a walk through the lands, and we might even go pick up my companion, except he's here. So there you go. But he's not really geared either, and we don't really have any gear to give him. So, let's get Oberon just checking on you. Well, I'm anxious, but I'm in your hands now. I trust you to protect me, sir. That's interesting. They disabled that. You used to be able to ask him to take you to the guy, and he pissed off. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that. I guess they've patched that, which is great. If that's the case, then we're just going to go right to him. Speed things up here. Well, well, what do we have here? Did you bring your funeral shroud with you? I hope so. You're not leaving here alive. We have come just to talk. Please, just listen to us. I knew we'd find you eventually. Now you will face justice. Wait. This land is under my protection. We have come to talk in peace. What is there to talk about? This bastard murdered one of my kinsmen, and it is our right to take vengeance on him. I am not convinced. Nah. Let's go with you're breaking the law. Maybe. Let's go with blood money is appropriate for a crime of passion, but if you kill this boy in cold blood, you will be the real murderer in the eyes of the law and will no doubt die. Success. So you can see on the right-hand side there, top donator in the house. Handing it on to Houston, how you doing? That's funny. You may be correct. So on the side, yeah, there's the percentage of the success rate as well as the critical fail chance. Your stats here, like you can say charm and mercy, are going to affect um, how successful against his checks that's going to be. It's pretty basic in the game at this point. Again, early access. But someday you may wish to save the life of one of your sons through blood money. If you refuse mercy, mercy may be refused to you. And we succeed. That's 82 points. So we just convinced Armandreas of Agosta not to kill Oberon. And I got 500 gold for it. Right on. Okay. Well, that's the end of Oberon's time with us. We really need to go get more troops. So, we were headed to Battania to be Braveheart, basically. Let's get those looters. Get them! Get them! I don't care. Surrender or die. Oh, I was never intending to take you alive. Attack!
Charge!
Everyone, follow me.
After me!
Let them cross the water first. Infantry, hold position.
Infantry!
Why isn't that working? Advance.
Hold fire!
Nope. Fire at will.
Fire!
Charge.
Attack!
Oh, he got a piece of meat. Oh, my music ended. YouTube chat, I guess. Yeah. Just slaughtered. Okay. Got us a prisoner, couple upgrades. We're gonna take archers now that we got a few troops. There we go. Loot. We're gonna stop by Rote. How's our food doing? Not great. Yeah. Well, it's still only 12 days. That'll do. 410 gold. Not even enough for another companion. Okay, gang leader needs weapons. No. We will take all these guys. Check out tavern. The bowl. Who's the bowl? The bowl. Bull is just a wanderer. It's got a little bit of tactics. It's honestly not terrible. But I think we'll wait for a better one. I'd love a healer or an engineer or something along those lines. So that gets us up to 20 men anyways. That's a start. Should have checked off. There we go. All we gotta do now is actually start making some money. It's gonna be a little bit harder since I'm unable to... Oh. Well, right on. Perfect, perfect, perfect. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna head this way. Okay. Oh yeah, right. Let's get that going again. Nah. I'll just wipe up me already. I need to go start working for the Lord that we want to impress. Ooh, needed money. Well, I guess we might just have to. My name is Ragid, sir. May I ask your name? I am Arlen. I've lived here my whole life, working the land as do my kin. A lot of the people here in Remtoil, the common farmer and craftsmen like me, they like me to speak for them. Could you need some help? Well, if you know how to fight, yes, we could use help. A group of deserters is camped out near here. They come every few weeks demanding food and money. They've killed 2 villagers who resisted them. We asked our Lord Galadog for help, but his men never get here in time. How can I help you? Here's the plan. We lay an ambush in the village. When they show up, we spring. If you join us, I think we've got a good chance of ridding ourselves of the scourge before they murder us one by one. Any other way? You don't have the time, at least send one of your best companions with 10 experienced men for 7 days. Alright, I'll wait here and join your fight. Thank you. Just wait in the village and we'll stand lookout and lure them into your ambush. Just wait for the signal. Alright, well, should probably recruit more if we can. Now we're talking. Get some of those. And we have food. The trick's gonna be the money. Near the gun though. I'm only 13. Who the hell are you? You live in this village. You'd better rustle up some silver and wine. Look lively, eh? This time you'll have to fight real soldiers. Atiak. Charge!
Charge!
Now. Ooh, thanks. Be careful. Get snipped. Oh, I didn't get snipped. Come on, man. Oh, my horse is almost down. Keep your shield up, Archer sock. Oof. Whizzing by. Yeah. Victory! Ah! Ooh. 3.3 room. Ooh. Liking this. I like the bagpipes. I'm in. Sold. Oh, if I can convince some of these guys, I might keep these prisoners, but they'll probably be worth a chunk of money. If I can convince some of them to join me, oh, save me so much hassle. Alright, now we're talking. So let's go to our companion. He needs a little bit of loving. So there you go. Let's see. No, that's better already. Is that better? No. Highland gloves. I need gloves. Boots. Okay. Don't forget to loot. It can be easy to leave that on the tab there. Make sure you loot. Okay, then we're gonna go to him. It's gonna be overlays kind of in the way. Oh, he started with a horse. It's handy. Oh, it is better. Okay, good enough. It's a start. So don't forget you gotta talk to him to hand it in. So we're gonna go back to Arling. Oh, 900 Daenerys. We're definitely hanging on to those troops for a while. But here's the thing. There is a benefit to taking half the reward or none of the reward. You will become known around the world, as you've seen maybe on. I can bring that up right now. Unfortunately, I can't. But you might have seen it. It said cruel or merciful or generous, and there's a couple different traits like that. Well, that is going to affect how people treat you in the world, and basically, the more honorable you are, you just gotta kind of decide how you're gonna play this game and what you want to be doing. And that's not to say you can't change your mind down the road, though the repercussions could be harder. But if you want to be, a goodly knight and a soldier boy for the king, and that certainly is a great way to play. It's a way I play very commonly until at least later game, and then I start looking into the different paths, branching out, maybe causing a civil revolution or something like that. But if you want to play more the rogue type, or if you need the money, then you can always take it. You won't necessarily you might get a closed-fisted reputation, which typically is somebody who is not giving out his money and that sort of thing. So while we can really use the 900, I think our best bet might be just take half the coin, and then we're going to get a bunch more quests in this area. Now, we just improved relations with him. I forgot, I didn't really mention this during the Family Feud quest. During Family Feud, the family you're helping, your relation's going to really increase with them. But the other family, even if you resolve it peacefully, typically their relation's going to go down. Now, these families aren't permanent. Sometimes they change out in towns and cities and things like that anyways. But that does mean when you go to recruit from that village, that particular NPC, anybody that kind of follows his lead, is going to be a lot less likely to join you and that sort of thing. So, yeah. I don't think our follower bar is up to date. Looking at it. I'm pretty sure we're at 14 followers. Interesting. All right. Anyway, sorry, just responding to a quick message on Twitter there, guys. Back to the task at hand. So we're gonna take half the coin. We want to get known as kind of generous, and I think that'll help us because we're gonna try and find a wife here pretty quick too. And look at that, it got my charm too. And that increased my. I should say, the less you take, the more your reputation I think goes up with them too. There is a correlation between that. see how we improved our relationship with him? So there's an extra troop available that wasn't there before. There you go. So I guess I could talk a little bit about that. So yeah, see how our relations with Seven with him? That's going to unlock more and more of these tiers as we get better and better. Whereas this guy, we haven't done anything. He doesn't really give a fuck. And then he has better wood runners, things like that. So, what? Yes, we get one of the Nerezites is fully done. And I believe this is our. No, this is. Forgive me for what may seem an abundance of caution, but please keep your distance. Just beyond sword length is fine. So who might you be? My name is Ragid, sir. May I ask you yours? I am Garios, rightful emperor to the Calradians. I am lord of Zionica and Jalmaris. So, here we go. Garios is ruler of the Western Empire. He is generous, but devious. He is daring, but cruel. So, as far as I can tell, he's a little bit more of the rogue faction. They like to do a little bit of backstabbing and espionage and spy versus spy kind of thing. The western third of the empire is ruled by Garios, a charismatic general who represents a long-standing populist trend in imperial politics. He is deeply loved by his soldiers, both for his solid record in winning battles and for his insistence that his veterans be compensated in land afterwards. He often demands that the people should settle key issues, but in practice, this usually means an assembly of his soldiers where his veterans can be counted on to shut down opposition. So you can see, do as I say, not as I do. So he's got a few. Let's see, no, look at that. But, I don't know if I want to marry an out of fashion. That's just going to be harder. So, the one thing about me you should know is that I make a very good friend, and I absolutely, you would not want me as an enemy. Sorry guys, Miss Jane wanted it. Alright. Well, that was what some people call the Great Battle of Pendrag in the year of 1077. Emperor Nerezetz, I think I say it differently every time, led an army accompanied by Kazites and Asari to fight a coalition of Sturgians, Battanians, and Vlandians. Okay, so it was a war between the Emperor, the Kuzites, and the Asari, and the Sturgian, Battanians, and the Vlandians. And right now, I think the Vlandians and the Sturgians actually start off by default at war, so clearly they had another falling out. It was a disaster for him. He died in it, but the victors didn't fare much better. I see. Can you tell me anything about the Battle of Pendrag? Yes, we will never forget that day. The day we learned that the old men who claimed they had the right to rule us were doddering incompetence. I was with the vanguard. Nerezetz apparently knew the Battanians had planned an ambush. The Kuzite scouts had told him, but he never bothered to inform us. So up we went along a lovely wooded stream until the Battanian arrows started whooshing in from all sides. We had our shields, but you can only point them in one direction at once. So we started to drop one by one until the Battanian Falksmen came screaming out of the trees. Ordinarily, they'd be very vulnerable to archers, but well, old Nerezites hadn't thought to send any along with us. So they came upon us, chopping and slashing, and we fought until we broke. I ran too, and any man who tells you he wouldn't in those circumstances is a liar. when I was sitting in the cold woods later that night, hiding with other fugitives, listening to the barbarians whoop and holler as they chopped off heads as trophies, I promised them that no Calradian soldier should again be led into battle by an emperor who knows so little of war. Right on. Farewell. If no one slits your throat out there, perhaps we shall meet again. Perhaps. Okay, so we're gonna start buying some variety foods here just to try and get morale up. Because that also helps people's perspective of you. So, nice. Always look at the recruit page at least, but I think we're at the point now, if it's not a special troop or maybe even an archer or something, we're gonna go ahead and not grab more. Spawn. If you please stop there, I would ask your name. My name is Ragid, sir. May I ask yours? I am Vipon, an Archon of the Empire. That's a frickin' bitch and fro, Vipon. Vipon is an Archon of the Empire and head of Menelios, a noble family that is backing Gyarios in the Civil War. He has a reputation of being fierce and cruel. Alright. I wasn't there, but I know Luke Pond has some thoughts for it, ruler of the Northern Empire. Penton's dead already. People are dropping like flies and we haven't even met them. Yeah. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Let's get up to 25. We're over 26 now. Ooh. Ooh. So what do I have? Oh. Okay. Let's hope there's a tournament here. So we're just gonna save, guys. Again, we're not gonna do any loading or in and outs. We're just gonna play the game and deal with the consequences. It's nice because this will keep me honest. To be honest with you, my OCD is bad. When I play games, I'm a completionist. I've got to go find every stupid flag in Assassin's Creed, every little fucking in thing, and I end up doing side quests until I get so freaking mind-numbingly bored of the game that I never finish it. I never go back to the campaign. So it's nice in this because I'm bad for saving and loading until I get the desired results. It's nice to be kept honest and play an actual proper playthrough because that's how the game's intended. And I'd be curious how many of you think that that's pretty relatable. That it's hard not to get the push and push and push till you get the results again, rather than just dealing with it and taking your lumps too. Um, you know, it's good to scratch that itch. It's nice when you're on a winning boss. Yeah. A cow thief. Well, that doesn't sound right. Okay, well, there you go. We just made a little bit of money. Miss Jane, what are you doing? Just gotta be on your ledge, huh? Hey! That wasn't very nice, Miss Jane. What a shithead. Start this. What's that? You knocked down Spooner Man, Jane. She knocked down Spooner Man. You got knocked down Spooner Man. I don't want to paint this. I don't know why it came black and white. This chick. Oh, well, you're fine. You like that, then? Okay, back to the task at hand. So, sorry, totally distracted by the cat. Story of my life. Let's see if there's a tournament. Sure is. God, I hope we can win this one. Oh, tight. Oh, I'm shoots. Also, friendly fire is very much a thing. There you go. Isn't his archer shooting? Whoa. Oh, that is definitely gonna be a problem. Oh, oh left. Oh. Oh. And I took an arrow to the knee. Oh. Can he do it? Oh, I don't think so. There you go. In the throat. Alright, we don't need to watch the whole thing. We lost 150 gold. I think that's enough of an insult to injury. So can I even go over here? That looks like it, yeah. We really do need to start getting this. So if you hold shift and click, by the way, that buys, remember it's 5 or 10 at a time. You can be a little bit quicker when you need to start mass buying things. Oh, jackpot. Here comes another one. That's 2 of 10, folks. And we're not even going anywhere. I love it when it comes together. Yours is not a face I know. What is your name, stranger? My name is Ragid, sir. May I ask yours? I am Regnavad, king of the Sturgeons. I am lord of Varsheg and Malgard. I know your name, and from what they say about you, I'd say that many a grieving widow knows too. But that is no concern of mine. Can you tell me anything about the Battle of Pendriak? I'm told you have knowledge. Yes, the day my father died, thanks to the Mantanian treachery. When they pledged to support us in the battle, we believed they would stand with us in the shield wall, like men. But of course, this is not the Battanian way. They sprung some woodland trickery up in the hills, killed off Nerezitz's vanguard, and no doubt spent the rest of the battle whooping and boasting and chopping the heads off of the men who were already dead. Seems to be a common theme there. It was the Sturgians who met Nerezitz's vanguard face to face. My father ordered me to stay back as he led them into battle, but he was at their head. He forced them back. They then broke and ran for the shelter of their camp. We went and attacked their ramparts and broke them, but my father was hit by an imperial mace at the moment of his triumph and died. I will never forget when a messenger ran to tell me that my father was dead, but I knew that I must swallow my grief, because now I was king. I rode down into the ruins of the Imperial camp to take their banner as a trophy, my inheritance won by my father and passed down to me. Oh, some of the boyars were insubordinate, but I have since showed them that I am master. Right on. Cool story, brah. Very well. Another time. So normally, when you're more friendly with these guys, you can actually, I can do it this way. You can usually talk to the individuals in the army as well. I'm not seeing that option here right now, so imagine that's got something to do with Me being a free agent still, they just don't really know me. It's too bad because it would be great to introduce myself to each person. If you take certain, I should probably look at that. If once you start getting these skills here under charm and stuff, you can actually have a 10% chance of getting a +2 relation, and I usually go with that. This isn't a terrible skill to take either, I imagine. All right, so again, I don't have any points here, but Shumsam might. Looks like he's mostly set up for now. So we are gonna look at the party. We do have some upgrades, and these archers can turn into some really great units. The Imperial archers, they're Busari or something like that, and yeah, it's one of my favorites in the game. And not my favorite faction though. I also think it's kind of meh that there's north, south, west, you know, whatever. Okay. So yeah, find some bandits or something, or at least a quest. Right. So this is where it all went down. Ah, what the hell? We'll go to. Oh, we done fucked up, kid. We need money stat. People are gonna get mad. Hey, what can we sell? Back to the green. We gotta win one of these. We need the loot. That'd be so good. 1v1. Yes. We're gonna skip. You know, if people have an interest in the future and seeing each of these rounds, we can always do that. But I don't much see the point. But we are gonna bet on ourselves. Oh. Oh. Cool. Well, I'm only losing 150. Oh, fuck. Owen riding. Would be handy. Hope for achievers. Time is it? 1:20, eh? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Well, then we definitely need to find some villages with some quests. There we go. Yeah, like we be picky. Another deserter extortion. So yeah, we're not gonna. We're just gonna get her going. Who the hell are you? If you live in this village, you'd better rustle up some silver and wine. Look lively, eh?
Charge!
Alright. Oh no, oh no. Realistic, he makes you so squishy. Oh! I don't know what I was thinking there. He just lost all his speed. Oh. Alright, good draw. Okay, we're losing some troops, but we're doing quite well. I think we'll be alright. Look at that, his medicine keeps going up. Yeah! Alright, we lost a couple, but that's okay. It's bound to happen at this point. So now we're getting other guys. We're gonna. So there. The next step after this is when they really start to shine. These, you want to turn them into Imperial Veteran Archers, and then they turn into these crazy guys. They're so good. I don't actually know who's better in this one, so we're just gonna go with the Warriors for now. And I think that'll do. Nice. Boom. Yeah, but... Oh, wait. 450? So I tend to give myself the good stuff first and my troops second. And honestly, it works out pretty good. You don't have to get too crazy. So what does this one give me? 10, eh? You know, you can have a problem with 8. It's pretty cool. Short spear. Don't have a bow for you yet. Sorry, buddy. You're ready. Better but ridiculous, yeah. Don't forget, and this is a good point, don't forget to give them stuff on their civilian page too. Not all gear can be used on the civilian, but if they have just shit gear, then every time you do Family Feud or some quest along those lines, and or if you do some of the rogue quests, I understand, in the main cities, for example, like if you go and beat up the gang leaders and stuff like that, and then you do want to see better equipment on that, because this page will affect that. So we're doing pretty good. We've got 2 of 10 done so far. Our money is taking some pretty wild swings. We're getting some decent money here. Enough point is enough. This time we've got an attribute point, so this is good. So we are charms up. I'm thinking that's our best bet. So that's as far as we can go right now. I think we're gonna put it into social. It's just charm is so huge in this game. Steward's huge too, so the more we can get this up, the better. Okay, we just came from there. Suppose we should go here. Family feud. Well, let's do this one first. Rift. Waiting here. So we're pretty low health, so we're gonna actually just stand back and land this one, hopefully. But we're not gonna send troops. We don't have the army for it yet. That was an awesome hunt. Show you the panels later today. How's my going? Did I entirely miss them? He's released for all. Oh, there. They don't have riders this time. Oh, that's not good. Really not good. And I'm down. Faith in my troops. Avenge me. We are losing them. Well, something hurt. Let's go. There might be some of the villagers though. Excuse me. Riff of Glenlithrig. Half the point isn't all that's necessary. Thank you. Well, there we go. We got 2 renown. Oh wow, we've got a ton of renown. I haven't looked at my clan page in a while. Oh. Din's dead. You'd think C would be clan, but yeah, I get it. Okay, this is clan right now, alright. Get to the next one, and then I think we can swear in. But we might be able to now as a mercenary, but we haven't seen any fucking Batanian lords. Which makes it a little difficult to earn brownie points with them already. Or, that actually helps, when you just do hire on as mercenary, depending on how desperate they are for you, there's a scaling weekly wage. So, yeah. Well, we're halfway to 2,000 airs, which will get rid of this one. And then it's just a matter of finding all 10. And honestly, I'm not too worried about joining them just yet, because my focus is going to be on completing this quest line. I want to do the quest the whole way. I've never made my own clan. We might actually do that this time. But I understand that's a very difficult uphill, upstream way to play, unless you've already kind of established yourself with all the other lords. But of course, when you establish yourself and swear vassalage and then pull yourself out of it, there's all those drawbacks and repercussions from that too. For example, all your relations will just deteriorate entirely, and you'll kind of be on your own. See, and I think they take back any fiefs and things they might have given you. Yeah, you don't just get to keep those. Let's do the family feud. So there was an exploit where you used to be able to strip these guys right down to their undies, their skivvies, and then you could sell their loot. And I was one of the first people, I think. It's hard to prove, but because I was very active, I did post something and it didn't really take off about being able to do that, and never did go anywhere. But I did have to laugh when a couple weeks later it was specifically in the patch notes that they fixed that. So I'm not taking any credit at all. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it just kind of tickled me that I had made that post and noticed it, and then a couple weeks later, they fixed it. Don't worry. Hurry on. Relax, I've talked to your relative. You know about the situation. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm alone. Alright. So I usually, it's the same wall of text. There's no flavor between them just yet. I don't know if there ever will be. Might just be the way it goes. So once I've read one, you've read a million. I tend to just skip through that one, and then I look at the journal and figure out where I'm going. So, tomorrow to face period or morning. So we'll track that. And then we'll leave. And that's where we're going. You do want to get these ones done pretty quick. They're pretty short. Yeah, it affects your standing with everybody if you become known for like not completing quests and tasks and stuff. So that's another good point. Don't just grab up every single task and quest you see. Usually just take what you can handle a couple at a time. Nothing too crazy, too fast. Oh, that was a good look. Man. So later on, NPCs are supposed to have different reactions to this, but right now, the marriage, these interactions are pretty cookie cutter because again, they're still testing the systems. Full game's at least a year away, if not more. But they've really impressed us with how well they've been staying on their patching schedule. So. Okay. So we're just gonna try the same ones we did last time. And we got him. We convinced him. There you go. Went way up, but then ours went way down. Oh, and I had good standing with him. Oh, I read that. Went down by 5 to -5. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh wait, that was the guy I needed to talk to anyways. I find often these family feuds, it's the exact same thing, and then you go right back to the other family. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing. But there you go, I'm gonna make $1,000 and sort it out anyways. Dinaires, sorry, not dollars. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. So now, right back to where I came from. Escape would take you out of there. You're not leaving here alive. Under my protection, you're breaking the law. Blood money, sir. Oh, I failed. Ruh-roh. Oh, I critical failed. And I'm on the horse. It's bad. Oh, it is real bad. I guess I just failed that quest then. Yeah, I'll take those two though. Guess they didn't take any money or anything. Oops. Oops. Wow, whatever. We've got some decent money here. We're doing all right. Let's go to Car Benson. Oh, what just happened? Yeah, we really need to find him. But in Warband, you used to have to talk to some sort of NPC and ask them, have you heard where so and so is? And they tell you, yeah, he's near this town in the field or blah, 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 blah. In this one, all you have to do is push N and search for who you want. Now, you might not have the most up to date information where he is, but if you talk to any NPC, you just automatically seem to get that. I don't know if that's ever going to change or what. Where the Darsh High? There's nothing about him either. Tanya. Devious, he's cautious, and he's generous. Bit of a shirker. There it is. Baron. Find him. Okay. Not too bad. Is there a tournament though? Oh, I'm too low though. Orna the Wanderer. Here we go. So we're at 18. Not bad. No, we have stuff to sell. Not anything about it. Boom. Quest complete. We got 25. I love it. Da, 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 da. Oh, you guys probably can't see that. You know what? I'm just going to take off the follower goal. It's alright that it's on there. It has a more pure screen. It's mostly just us. Anyways, it looks like we're getting paused again. Plan it around. Always plan your route. Try to plan it around other major cities and things you can go to along the way. Or if you can get quests done along the way. Nice. We definitely want that. See how they're a little bit quicker because we're 30. There was our forest coming in handy for us. Oh, but I have an issue with you.
Kill them all!
Alright.
Give them hell!
Sadly. Now, the reason I don't always just do charge, though, you know, it can be easy. Oh, fucking on the bridge. I just watched my companion get tossed over the bridge. Sure did. I'm useful! Gadget horsey. Ah. Come on, get up there. You can do it. Run him down. Oh, damn. Nice shot, whoever just did that. Where'd the other guy go? I'm getting glares on. Where'd he go? What? Oh, there he is. Oh. Oh! Get him. That's one for him. We'll just send him. A little meat out of it, at least. mere vultures. We're doing all right. Ragged. Scout, always a good scout. But let's get horse thief. We're better of the wastes. So we'll keep open. Oh, here we go. Dirtheart, forgive me for what seem an abundance of caution, but please keep your distance. Just that sword length is fine. What might you be? I am Dirtheart, king of the Vlandians. I am lord of Sargot and Galen. The current king of Landia is Dirtheart. In his youth, he dreamt of a glorious conquest. In fact, he spent most of his reign simply putting down revolts, quashing pretenders, and keeping the fractious barons in line. When possible, he prefers to rule by arbitration, cajoling his vassals to set aside claims to each other's lands and enjoy what they have. But some Vlandians murmur that warrior people deserve a more virile king. So he's cautious and merciful. And you tell me I shall mark down your name, but you shall have to earn my trust, stranger. For the world is a treacherous place, and these are treacherous times. Can you tell me anything about the Battle of Pedrock? It was a victory, of the kind that was almost as bad as a defeat. We had given an oath to the Empire to join them if attacked. It seemed clear to me that we should have honored our oath, that the Battanians and Sturgians were aggressors, but there is always room to argue details. Ultimately, our barons did not wish to fight with the Empire, so they resisted coming to its help. Nerezitz, when he heard we were hesitating, sent us a message calling us cowards and traitors. As you can say that to a Vlandian noble at your peril, Nerezitz should have known what he was doing. We joined the Sturgians. I did not fight in the battle. I stood on a hill, telling my commanders where to go and who to attack. And we did rather well, I think you've heard. Still, we took our losses, heavy losses, and gained little. And for this, the barons blamed me, even though it was their idea to fight. I learned that day that a king should always lead and never follow, but it was a bitter lesson. Pleasure to meet you as well, Bertha. Ooh. 12, so 23, huh? And we're 22 right now with 10 wounded. Yeah, we can handle it. Surrender or die. Okay, I think this is going to be our last battle for now, guys. Then we need to go take an intermission, just have some lunch, and do some stuff like that. We'll probably be back on this afternoon. We may play this game some more, or we might play something else. Either way, we'll shoot you a message on Twitter before we come back on. But in the meantime, let's lock some hands. Roll 9 all damage. Or she. I can tell already that my riding is getting better. It's easier and easier to turn. prisoners? We're kind of sort of going the wrong way. Not I. Oh, perhaps not. Extra HP. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, so I think we kind of put it together now. You can see here the learning rate. That's what I was talking about by the percentage that multiplies. So the more points you put into it, the higher the learning rate. The faster you get more skills, which will eventually get you into all these choices, basically, where you get more and more perks. Now, a lot of the perks don't necessarily work, but I know they're adding them more and more and working on them. So. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Again, we'll probably be back on. Might even be pretty quick, but we'll see what's going on. We're just gonna take a break here, stretch the legs, get a little fresh air. Um, yeah. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the highlights. We'll try to put together so that you don't have to watch 3.5 hours to get the good bits. Um, yeah, like us on Twitter, send us a message, and hopefully we can start connecting with you. I know it's hard because I don't have a real schedule to follow, but starting on Friday, we're gonna have all the gaming and time we're gonna need for one whole week. So